Okay, so this is Tim Meier, lead singer of Fat.
Lead singer and guitar player.
And guitar player in the nursery of his father's church, where they always practice. It smells funny in here.
Yeah, that's my quote though. I'm not gonna say anything that's worth a shit.
Okay, so I need your thoughts on Finch, your honest opinion on Finch. Honest, brutally honest, because he's brutally honest about everyone else.
I would have liked to have seen his interview prior to doing this. He's alright.
Okay, what about Rick?
I like Rick.
You like Rick?
I like Rick. I like Finch.
What about Jason?
I like Jason. Jason's, in reality, Finch is like the hyperactive little brother I never had. And Jason's kind of, you almost want to hate him, but he doesn't. You can't. You try your best to hate him, because sometimes he does things, but you can't because he's a little too innocent, I guess would be the word. And Finch does whatever, or Rick does whatever we tell him to do, so you can't go wrong with Rick, because he just... And Rick, I always feel like Rick is, listens to the music I listen to, so that makes it a little bit easier to deal with him. And you're not going to understand whatever I just said, so...
No, it's okay. I heard it. Hopefully
Right.
the camera did. So, what are your thoughts on the recordings? Like, honestly, what do you think? How do you think this new album is going to sound?
I probably shouldn't rock back and forth, because...
It doesn't matter. As long as you talk loud enough over it.
As long as I talk loud enough?
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Is there any particular track that you are kind of sketchy about, or anything that what's like your favorite one and your least favorite one out of what you've heard so far?
Spiritual Sasquatch is my favorite. Texas is my least favorite because it was the one I had the highest hopes for, and it was the one that didn't quite pan out the way we thought it was going to. But, sometimes reality and perception are different, and maybe we perceived it as this awesome song. In reality, it wasn't, and maybe now we're perceiving it as this horrible song, but other people might see it's all, in reality think it's awesome. So it's kind of like, maybe we're just switching places.
Okay, what are your plans for Fat, like, as a band for the future? Like, what are you going to do next? How are you going to change the sound, if you're going to change it at all? What do you hope to see personally?
I just like to see a show every month. That's pretty much my only goal, is to play well and to not feel bad after shows. To not always feel like the worst band at every place you play at. To not always go, man, we were really good, but...
Yeah.
So, that would be my opinion.
Would you like to change the sound at all, or do you like the sound that you already have? That's not cool, man. He didn't walk in on you. Jerk.
Which one was that?
Finch. Jason's pounding away on the freaking piano.
I can't tell the difference. As far as the piano playing was concerned, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the fact that Fat has stuck around this long.
Yeah, I think that says a lot.
The fact that none of us have given up on each other, because we're pretty shitty people in a way to each other. We're pretty nice to everybody else, but we're really mean to each other, and that's good to have somebody like 3 people you can just kill 2 times a week and at a show and know that they're not gonna give up on you.
Okay. What's your favorite song? What is it about, and why did you write it about that certain thing? Like, lyrics wise. Take some thought.
I like Texas a lot because it's about paranoia. And usually most of my songs are about sadness, if you read between the lines. And sadness and disappointment and regret. Or judging somebody else really harshly. But I like Texas because it's paranoid. It's about paranoia. I get to freaking say No Most Fire, which is one of my favorite movies, and Say Anything, which is another one of my favorite movies, before the band went and took the name away from it. Talking about the movie with John Cusack, Naomi Scott.
Yeah.
They play it on Saturdays on crappy TV stations.
Yeah. Isn't Spiritual Sasquatch about paranoia too?
Spiritual Sasquatch is about betrayal. And it's not about my girlfriend, even though I throw babies and darlings in there, but those are really just things that throw somebody off the track of what it's really about. Not anybody in the band.
Okay.
And I noticed the other day that most of our songs are about really, really sad things. And I didn't realize quite how sad my lyrics come out, but some of them are happy, like the one that...
Kiss is definitely a positive one.
But at the time, that was because everybody didn't want me and my girlfriend to be with each other. So it's positive in a way, you know, but...
What do you think is the heaviest influence on the band right now, as far as as far as a music group that you sound similar to? I know with Neuronet, it's Newfound Glory. I mean, it may change with every song, but
I'd say as a group, Newfound Glory works as a team the best. I like everything they do. I think Finch draws a lot on metal and progressive and things that deal with time changes and more complicated things, you know. And I like sports talk radio and real poppy, bratty, crappy music. But Coheed and Cambria is pretty prevalent, even though I'm sure no one can hear it. But his voice is the best, and I look the best of everybody in the band because I wear cooler clothes.
That you do. Your t-shirts are infamous.
I know, I've grown too big to wear this button-down shirt I have that has fucking it's got this thing that says Rutgers Candy on it. It's like the greatest shirt ever, but I've gotten too big to wear it. So
That's funny.
You know.
Okay, and I asked Finch this question too. I don't know if you're a Metallica fan. I don't think you are, but if you had to classify yourself as one of the members of Metallica, who would it be and why? Despite instrument.
From what I gather, Hetfield is like the one that's like in the band but the most aloof at the same time, like the one that, at least from what it seems like now, you know, like I'm pretty prevalent within the band, but I'm not like, if you look in social circles or anything like that, like I'm not part of it. But then I think Newstead was probably like that too, but I'm one of the more visible, but yet completely invisible parts of the band, which I like. I like the fact that I get to be the lead singer, but then I don't have to suck up to people after shows, because I like people and I think they're nice, but in all honesty, I'm just not a big fan of being around that many people, because bad things happen in groups.
Yeah.
And you feel bad. I'm 24 years old, and there's just a part of me that feels so low after being around people that are so young, because you realize that part of your life's past and you should be hanging out with older people. But that's neither here nor there. Wow, you got me to ramble on that one, didn't you? Damn. That's one of those where it's like, am I really saying that out loud?
And is there any
Narcissistic.
And is there any other thing that you really want to talk about on this interview so far?
I like people notice how much I've lost as far as my hair is concerned. I'd like there to be a picture somewhere on this just to see that I don't have any hair anymore. And at one time I had luscious hair.
Yeah, I remember pictures. Those will be on there too.
And I love the other 3 guys. Like, I would never put up with any shit I would never put up with that much amount of crap from anybody else in the whole entire world, you know? So, and ultimately we trust each other not to make each other look bad, you know? And so there's an army and a gang mentality, and it's 5 years, and 5 years is a long time. And so, you know, they'll be my friends forever, even if I don't let them know ever. But, you know, that's cool. That's not, I mean, because the second I say I like them is the second the band breaks up. But, and if Rick's kid ever sees this, tell him your dad was in an awesome band prior to you being born, and hopefully after you're born. But if you're not, you're the only, his kid's the only reason that he could leave, because otherwise we'd kill him for quitting.
No, I know Rick loves the band. He loves it.
More than some of us. He loves it a lot because he's not been around as long. I mean, which doesn't quite make sense, but it makes sense in the fact that it hasn't.
The newness hasn't worn off yet.
Right.
Yeah.
He's still the newbie. He's still our little boy. I think they're playing ping pong or something. I'd like to, I don't know, say some really mean, hateful stuff about people, because that's really what I like to do. Like, about different races.
Okay. Who is the rudest? What is the rudest band, the worst band that you've ever had the displeasure of sharing the stage?
Oh, no.
Well, don't say any names, but just describe, if you can.
Oh man, there's so many of them, dude. There's so many bands that suck. Not only do they suck, but they suck as far as like how they act.
Hmm.
We played with some bands out in Evansville, and we were the best band there. And they acted like they were so awesome, and we thanked everybody and acted like, you know, we were so happy to see them, but they just all sucked.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many shows we've been to. There's one band that has people that are pretty close to us in it, and I can't believe that they're as bad as they are. Like, I've never seen a band get so many shows that was that bad.
Yeah.
So, and they leave through 9 doorways, but 1 entrance. There you go. Trying to figure out who I'm talking about now. They used to be called some other stupid name that had a freaking number in it. But anyway, blah blah blah. I've talked way too much.
Yeah, and the video's about to run out. You only have like a minute.
Because you're gonna see my lazy eye right now.
No.
See, I see how I've been looking down. You might want to put that as a disclaimer at the beginning. Tim Meier will not look into the camera during this interview because his lazy eye is so prevalent. And I've got this problem with my sideburns here because I want to grow a beard, but for some reason,
what though? I really like the added facial hair though.
It's like a natural delineation on one side. Like the sideburn just will not give in to joining the rest of the beard. It's just like, no, I'm not going to be part of your beard. I'm just not going to stand for that. I remember when it used to be me and the other sideburn, but now you've added this whole new section. I hate it. But anyway.
Well.
And I've got this really big zit right here too. And I'm 24 years old and I still get really nasty zits. It's because I'm fat and I sweat a lot.
Oh. Well, Tim, thank you for the interview. The tape's about to run out.
You're quite welcome, Paige, and thanks for being so supportive of us.
Oh, no problem. And not being fat and black.